Check. Welcome to Club Shada episode 310. Listen, I had a long day. I'm not staying long. And I have a plane to catch tomorrow with my wife and daughter. So, and I have to record Wednesday episode after this episode. Maybe. If I'm not too tired after. So that I can have an episode playing live while I'm going to be where I'm going to be. Oh, this is how we do now. Salute. Thank you, Dan Tana, for a $10 super chat straight from the gates. Thank you so much. You are now the stream royalty for the month of July with a $30 donation. This show is brought to you by Shadaware.com, the gods of good fortune. It is midnight and 47 here in Lisbon, Portugal. Thanks to our stream royalty, Dan Tana, with a $30 donation. Thank you so much. And of course, all our sponsors who are supporting this show. Thank you so much for your support. I didn't have time to drink. Listen, it was a long day. First of all, everybody watching, put the flags of why do you have to say it again? Put the flags of where you're watching from and what time it is in your current location while I'm putting cream on my tattoo. Oh Lord, I forgot to put cream. Yeah, listen, I just got out of the shower and it's dry. It is dry. Yeah. Ooh. Voila. Now I'm ready. Hey. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good. Ah, Lord. What's going on? Alfredo, welcome to Shada Gang. Julie Buddy, welcome to the Shada Gang. Hello, welcome to Club Shada. Takwat was good, sister. Welcome to Club Shada number 3010. Dantan again. Thank you so much. Salute. You emailed me something. Okay, I'll check it out. Probably tomorrow. Hudson, what up? Welcome to 3010. Ruben from Angola. Oh, Raben, sorry. Raben, sorry. Welcome to 3010. England. Alrighty. Chicago, 6:49 p.m. Wow. That's the beauty of having a diverse crowd. Why am I hearing? I'm hearing myself like I'm. Anyway, as long as you guys hear me. But yeah, it's not as loud as usual. As I was saying, the great thing about having a diverse crowd is that everybody's watching a different time zone. It is almost 1 a.m. here and it's almost 5 p.m. for somebody else. That's the beauty of it. And people are watching from all over the world. That's why when people tell me, why is this show in English where I speak fluent French or fluent Portuguese? I'm like, because I can't please everybody, so I have to use the international language of the you know, the empire. So it is what it is. C'est chaud, ma petite. C'est chaud, c'est chaud, c'est chaud, c'est chaud. Manchester. A long time I haven't been in Manchester. I have to call Sean and organize something. All right, listen. Let me tell you what I came here to talk to you about. Because I'm going to be brief. I'm going to try to stay here for an hour so I can record a listening party for Wednesday. Because I'm going to be away. I'm actually leaving to Paris. I'm leaving to Paris tomorrow. So let me tell you what was my I don't know. I hate dieting because you do all these efforts, your belly disappears, you stop doing it for 10 minutes, comes back again. Anyway, so how was your weekend, first of all? Mine was great. So we had my daughter's birthday party. That was great. My wife threw a small gathering at home. It was very nice. She really enjoyed it. So let me see if I can throw some pictures in there just for you to see how it was. So basically, that was the energy. That was beautiful. And look at them. That was cute. Super cute. Yeah, no, a good birthday celebration. Lots of kids, only women, and great memories for my daughter to remember. So she loved it, and she got we offered her, because she loves to use my son's Switch, Nintendo Switch. So we offered her a Nintendo Switch. She loved it. Do I have a picture of her? Let me see. Now, it was a beautiful moment. So everybody was happy, and so we've been planning this for a long time now. We bought our tickets like years. Oh, I'm gonna say years. I'm abusing. We bought the tickets probably 2 months ago. Listen, my wife has been telling me for the whole year, I want to get our daughter to Disneyland Paris for her birthday. So initially we were supposed to go on the 30th, the day of her birthday. And I'm glad we didn't. So we're supposed to go on her birthday, but I was supposed to have a show in Rotterdam in the Netherlands on July 1st. So that was a little problematic. So I told my wife, listen, we have two options. Either we go to Paris on the 29th, we spend the 30th on in Disneyland, but then the next day I have to take the train to Rotterdam to perform. Then once I'm done performing, you guys go back before, or you guys wait for me in Paris. I take the train, go to Rotterdam, do my show, come back on the 2nd, and then maybe on the 3rd we go back. Or other option is we don't go on her birthday. We go on the 3rd of July, for example, tomorrow, and then we take her to Disneyland on the 4th, and then we stay there another day on the 5th, and then on the 6th we bounce back to Lisbon. So that was the plan, especially because we were in the middle of moving, but at that time we didn't know we were gonna move. We didn't even know that we would find apartments. I didn't know that. I would even find a place that I would like, and then we'll have the keys and be in 2 apartments at the same time, like right now. So and I didn't know that Paris would be burning at that time, and the whole France would be burning. So yeah, we ended up deciding to go tomorrow, and actually but I'm gonna come to the subject, but until late this afternoon I was still undecided, because the hotel suite cost a lot of money for 3 days, the plane tickets plus the Disneyland tickets. I was about to postpone everything because of what's happening in France, but I was not sure. I was like, can I understand this a case of force majeure? But listen, you have to call all these companies, you have to call the hotel, change your ticket to change your rooms to another time, call the plane companies, change your ticket to another time, and then call Disney and change. So that's a lot of things to change. And I don't know if I was ready for that, but called a few friends, called a few people from the streets, and a few people from the law, and a few people here and there from Paris, asking them, okay, because me going to Paris is not a problem, but I'm going with my wife and daughter. So but everybody that I called was like, yeah, so good, you can come. We've been through these already when I was living in Paris, so I understand more or less how's the situation. But I want to be able to spend quality time with my family, and if it's not worth it, or the place is not fit for another 10 days, maybe a month, sometimes you have to be like, wait a minute. But after making a few calls, it's all right. I believe I can go. So I spent the day today painting. So I'm just gonna give you a small update on the Club Shada office. That's where I am right now. So the walls, then I'm gonna come back to the Paris subject. There it is. So that was when I was just starting. So I decided to only paint this wall, and that was me having fun. When I started painting around with the brush around the electrical outlets, etc., having fun, sending photos to my family. And then that was when I was I would say 60% done. Then wait, yeah, that's when I was done painting the first coat, and I think after that I removed the protection, and that's how it looked. Wait, when I was done, boom, 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 boom. I had photos of. Oh, it's on WhatsApp. But more or less, that's the color I chose. So what I'm gonna do now is I went to IKEA and I bought myself. Let me see if I have photos of these. So I bought myself some Billy bookcases. I don't know if I have them. Listen, have so I'm in moving mode. So I've been going to IKEA every day to buy things. So more or less, let me see if I have any photos of the bookcases that I. Okay, more or less what I bought now is these bookcases. So that's not exactly these, but now that the wall is painted, I'm gonna, when I come back from Paris, I'm gonna have these bookcases, and I'm gonna have under every shelf, I'm gonna have a LED light that goes through everyone like this, free of like boom, boom, boom. And then I'm gonna have decorations. These things will go inside. So everything arrived already from IKEA, and now it's just a question of paying somebody to mount it, because I don't have no patience to build no IKEA stuff. I'm just gonna order some of their wooden stuff. I'm gonna order them in metal to make everything more sturdy and more solid. So that's the only thing I'm gonna do. But other than that, yeah, the office is coming. It's about to be nice. Hopefully. Hopefully. Joella, man, what up? How you doing? Long time. What's popping? Thanks. La Milliardaire, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing good. IKEA, listen, that's crazy. I've been going to IKEA all the time. I also been going to this store called I forgot the name of their name, but that's where we bought the sofa. So I ordered my 2 sofas. I got 1 sofa for my office. It's going to be an electric sofa that turned into, I wouldn't say a bed, but it turns into something that is so comfortable that you can sleep there. And I'm going to have, I'm also going to have so that's the one. Oh no, that's not the one. I mean, imagine this one. Let me show you. So we're going to have a sofa like this one. That's going to be in my office, but in gray. And it's going to be the sofa that's going to be right behind me. But so this is a 3-seater. I'm not going to have the chaise longue. I'm just going to have 2 seats because I just needed something that is 1.80 m. And that's exact. I don't know if I have the photo of that one. No, I don't. Yeah, so I'm going to have this one. And my wife completely fell in love with this sofa. So, and everything becomes a chaise longue. That sofa is amazing. So that's the next thing we're receiving. I already bought it. So when it becomes chaise longue, it's like this. Yeah. We were absolutely in love with this sofa. It just cost a lot of money. It cost, I think, 3,000 and something. And the other one, the electric one. So the one that I'm getting for me is that one in the back. here. 2 seats, electric, that can also become like almost a bed. But this one is in leather, and that one is not. But we're gonna put the water resistant coating on it, so it's gonna be beautiful. And so we're gonna have this one. Mine is arriving on the 8th, so in 6 days. And that one is arriving, I think, August 10 or something, when we are about to move. Because we're moving to the new house. Even if I'm going back and forth every day, we still are gonna be another 2 months in the old house. So I'm going back and forth. I'm building slowly, taking my time. I like it. It really gives you this possibility to build stuff, to have and there's a few things that I still want to change in the house. I want to change some electrical outlets, add a USB to all of them, USB-C to all of them. So I have to find the right outlets though, like I want to change stuff in the windows for the kids to protect them. I want to raise I want to add a behind the windows. I want to add something that goes up to here, so I feel less stress when the kids are around, because right now they a little low in my taste. What else I want to do? The beds, I'm gonna do this after, because we're not gonna buy the beds in IKEA. We're gonna buy some high-end beds, but for now we're gonna go with those ones that we have. But we're gonna change them probably in 6 months. And then I'm gonna wait, because we have AC here. I'm gonna wait until the end of the summer, and once we're here, to start adding the AC. So the apartment comes pre-equipped to receive the AC, but you still have to have a team go put your inverter on the top of the building, on the upstairs, and then connect it to the pipes that are already pre-made for all apartments. So you have to pre-made to your own pipes, and then after that you have to add all your AC units. So I don't know how much this is gonna cost, but I prefer waiting for after the summer, since we have AC in this apartment. So, and we're staying here until September 1st of September officially. So normally, it's still gonna be hot, but normally we should be able to go through without AC the last 10 days, and then after that temperature is going to start drop, and then probably during the winter, that's when I will install the AC units. Actually, I've been asking myself what kind of AC I want to put in this apartment. I've been seeing that there's this new company called SGTmedia.com. Let me see, SGTmedia.com. I might want to, I'm gonna see. I might. So you see, for me, I might want to add, since I have a black wall, might put a black AC in there. Ooh la la. This remote looks complicated, Wi-Fi, etc. Not bad. Black AC. Oof. What is this? I don't know this brand, but it looks okay. You have to check. With a multi-split for all my rooms. All right. Honestly, I want something that I can control, like where I can be able to control like the whole house when I'm away, or when Everybody's out, but we forgot to turn off the ACs, something that you can turn them off automatically, something like that, from outside, Wi-Fi connected, some stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's talk about the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about I think I want to talk first about before I talk about what's going on in Paris. I want to talk about something that I wanted to talk about during the last show. There's something that is interesting, is that because the times are very uncertain, right? And because we are on that platform, let me look at your comments first. Tatiana, how are you? I hope you're doing good. I'm so happy that. Thank you so much. Emery, what up? So YouTube ad revenue drops 2.1% in Q1. Alphabet takes $2 billion charge for layoffs. YouTube advertising revenue dropped for the third quarter in a row, dragging down Google's financial results as the video platform continues to navigate a soft ad market. Ad sales at YouTube declined 2.6% year over year in the first quarter of 2023 to 6.69 billion. That slightly beat out analysts' expectation of 6.6 billion. Parent company Alphabet doesn't break out YouTube subscription revenue from YouTube TV or YouTube other premium service, but YouTube revenue was down 7.8% in the fourth quarter of 2022, following a 1.9 dip the quarter before that. That's a lot of dipping. In February, Susan Wojcicki stepped down as the YouTube CEO after 9 years in the role, staying on at Alphabet in an advisory capacity. The new head of CEO is Neil Mohan, previously the video platform chief product officer. YouTube has been pushing Shorts, its short-form video feature similar to what TikTok app offers, in a bid to hold on to viewers and extend watch time. Google has said YouTube Shorts now generate more than 50 billion daily views on average. Starting February, the platform opened up Short to let creators receive a cut of revenue generated for their videos. The company saw signs of stabilization in YouTube ads business on a sequential basis, CFO Ruth Porat said on the earnings calls Tuesday. Bloody, blada, bloody, blada, blada, blada. And then they laid off a lot of people. Over the past 2 years, we've seen period of dramatic growth. To match and fuel that growth, we hired for a different economic reality than the one we face today. So, what I find interesting here is that, thanks, cousin. What I find interesting here is that the platforms that are now reaching, I would say, 15 years old, right? All the platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I would call them the main three, right? Everybody uses IG, Twitter, and YouTube. And then you have the new platforms, the new challengers, if I would call them. You have, and it's interesting. Those three first platforms are all Americans. They're all American, and they are kind of imposing internationally the view of the world of the Americans. But when you are Russian or Congolese or Chinese or Japanese or Turkish, you might not have the same opinions and views and vantage point on the world than an American or French. And this is why all these companies, even if they are just global, Master Electronic with a $25 super chat. Thank you so much for the happy birthday. That's 269 Swedish crowns. Thank you so much, brother. You are not the stream royalty because Dantana is at $30. So you're almost there. That could be a good fight for the month. So as I was saying, we are in this thing where I don't know if this relates, because of course there's an economic it's funny because nobody wants to call it what it is. It's a recession. Like the world is entering a recession, and a lot of the choices that have been made are pushing the world further in there. And I don't know if it is just that, or if it is also the fact that YouTube as a platform has been inclined to censor some voices that don't think the right way, if I can call it like this. A lot of people who have different opinions about, and of course, you have opinions, then you have respect, then you have insults, right? But you might not agree with some things that are pushed by the American culture. You might not agree with them from your point of view, or from your culture, or even from America. And YouTube is quick to demonetize you if you talk about a certain subject. And some people lose their channel instantly if you talk about some subjects in the wrong way, or if you express your opinion about something. And so we saw this with all the debates about the pandemic, all the opinions that people have about the war in Ukraine, all these words I'm saying, people on YouTube are scared to tell them, because soon as you say them, the algorithm will just demonetize your video. And it depends what you're saying about them. You might say you agree with the Ukrainians and with what the Occident is pushing them on a certain position, etc., and nothing would happen to you. But if you disagree and you're like, yo, all this makes no sense or whatever, you might get demonetized or your video removed. There was the same thing for COVID. And you might come from another vantage point. You might come from Congo and be like, yo, like, why the whole world is supposed to support this point of view. When it's us, you don't. And interestingly, on YouTube, and I don't believe it's the heads at YouTube. I believe it's the people who work at YouTube who sometimes decide what gets monetized or not, and moderate the content, are supposed to moderate from a point of view of being removing their own political and idea of society. They're supposed to push it away when they are understanding that maybe they disagree with you, but if you didn't say nothing that is insulting or hateful, you're supposed to be able to have a different opinion than them. But it feels like for a lot of subjects, you can't even have like a different opinion now. And the people who work in all these companies, they tend to lean very, very heavily on the left and in the American left. So everything that goes with that are pushed to everybody else, and everybody that doesn't agree with that seem to be either censored or demonetized, and that's a problem. These platforms are supposed to be platforms where you have freedom of speech, right? And some people are starting to feel like they can't give their opinion about certain stuff, unless the people who moderate agree with you. But if you want to make a platform for everybody that is a platform for freedom of speech, you have to be able to give your opinion and have an opinion that whoever runs the platform or whoever works at the platform disagrees, but doesn't punish you for disagreeing with you. But because people are more and more entrenched in their opinions, you see that. And remember when Dave Chappelle made his comedy show, his Netflix special, and you had people that work at Netflix that wanted to decide what can be put on Netflix or not. And Netflix took the right decision, which was like firing all of them. Listen, we have shows for everybody. We don't consider this offensive. And those people trying to decide how it works at Netflix. And Netflix stood their ground. They were like, yo, listen, you're not happy here, you all be fired. Because even if we want everybody to feel respected, when we say everybody, it's everybody, not just the people who agree with you. And this is not something that I believe happened yet on YouTube. And it might be a reason why a lot of creators and some advertisers as well, on top of the economy, are starting to, listen, I would say a lot of creators are moving to other platforms, and some of the advertising money is also going to these platforms with the creators. And some big creators now are going to Rumble, are maybe going back to Vimeo, maybe going to Twitter. Like some people are just going to Twitter to post videos. And maybe these people are starting to realize that who creates the content on YouTube are the creators. And you cannot pick and choose who has the right to have an opinion. And some people to give you somebody who's a very controversial, Andrew Tate, for example, has been banned from YouTube, and we don't know exactly what he said specifically, right? It's just that somebody's just like, nah, him, nah. So what he did, he went to Rumble, and the million of followers he has, they didn't stop using YouTube, but when he's live on Rumble, that's where they're at. And you have these platforms that are more and more trying to decide for you what is good and bad. When you are a platform, you are not here. Of course, you have to protect people from harm, from misinformation. That's the thing here. Who controls the fact checkers? Those are important questions. We don't know. Somebody can say something and that's completely crazy or conspiracy theory. But if he has 10 followers, nobody cares to let you be on the platform. Now, if you have 1 million followers, you become dangerous with your theory because some people are listening to you. But people always had theories about everything. And people always had diverging opinions about everything. And the internet was supposed to be a place where everybody comes and talk. And everybody comes and all the opinions collide. But somehow the American platforms started deciding that you can say some things and others not. And normally the freedom of speech says you can say everything you want. And now if you say something offensive, people can attack you. A judge can come and put you in jail or give you a fine for something you said. But now people are trying to take control maybe because they are trying to protect themselves from the things you say on their platforms. But you are having to this point where people are trying to tell you that, oh, you can say some things and you can say some. You cannot say other things. And listen, I receive directive from YouTube every month as the creator newsletter. And in the policy, every month they tell you the things you can say and the things you can't. And you're like, yo. I remember like 6 months ago, or maybe before, you had a letter when they said anybody who says that the Russians are right and the Ukrainians are had it coming or something like that can lose their channel. And you're like, what? But I remember watching Vice documentaries in 2014. Let me see if they still are on YouTube. Let me watch something. Let me see. Vice. Ukraine. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. So, look at this. 2 years ago, before the war, before the narrative, right? Those were the videos that you could see 5 years ago. Ukraine rogue militias, white supremacist militias in Ukraine, the far right in Ukraine, Ukraine far right children camps, etc., etc., etc. Like, and if you went like wait, let me see. Before the war, again, everybody was telling you about the oligarch behind Zelensky, the corruption scandal, the Pandora Papers. So all these was not new, right? And then all of a sudden, boom. Nobody can say nothing anymore. Like, and I find it personally, even if I'm not a political commentator, and I sometimes I just talk about everything, but I kind of find it crazy how the U.S. administration has decided, and the Occident have decided a specific narrative, and everybody has just to follow it. And so that the news media say stuff, okay. But I remember all these doctors in the COVID time who were just stating different opinions. They were losing their channels, they were losing the Twitter accounts, because the people who are in control of the day-to-day of these platforms were being a little, I would say, they were a little they were in their idea, and they were like just like this, and these people would just remove everything that they seemed it's interesting now. People can attack you just because they feel that whatever you say makes them feel bad. And I've been saying for a few times now that there would be a pushback, and at a point YouTube was the only place where you could put your content, and now people have choices between 2 or 3 other platforms. Of course, YouTube is YouTube. YouTube has been there for so long, but listen, before YouTube, I remember Vidler, I remember Dailymotion, Vimeo still exists, and at a point, and I think it's healthy for people to have choices of platforms, to have at least 4 platforms where they can say what they want to say. Of course, inside of the limits of the law, of course, but they can state opinions and disagree on things without being attacked by the platform. And I don't know if this revenue decline of YouTube has something to do with that as well, but there might be something there. And maybe these platforms are going to start to ask themselves if they want all the users, or if they just want the users that agree with their political views. Or it is a rich place where everybody can talk about, and everybody can give their opinion. And, in the end, especially in America, only the money talks. Everything else walks. So, maybe with, listen, let me look at my YouTube studio to see if this video, with all the things I said, is this video demonetized already. Let me see. Not yet. You see, and that's where it's interesting too, is that those platforms, the virtue signaling is starting to take a step back a little bit, because the investors, the people who own the platform, us, do I own Google shares? Yes, I do. So When we look at our money and we're like, yo, why are you fucking with our money? No, but the person said that a man cannot enter women's bathrooms, and if the men feel whatever, and you said, yeah, what's wrong with that? No, it's not. Stop. And that's where we're going. Because at a point, when you are given a certain power, whatever group you are, whatever minority or victim group you defend, when you get special privilege and you abuse them, what happens is that you start fumbling with the money. And when the companies start losing their money, they remove the privilege. Because in the end, it's all about money. It's all about how many ads are coming inside of a platform. And not all the companies. Listen, me personally, I want the companies to stop being political and to stop having opinions about societal issues. Everybody drinks Coca-Cola, even the racist people drink Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola doesn't come to everybody's fridge to say, oh, you're racist, you can drink our drink. No, they just sell their drinks. And that's how it should be. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Exactly, Dan. Telling you. Recension and banishment. Now YouTube work as part of the propaganda of a propaganda machine. It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say like this. I would say Master Electronic. I would just say that the people who work there are just part of they're just part of a type of, a lot of people that work there are very left-leaning. And interestingly, the last 10 years, the people who are left-leaning are becoming a little stiffer, and they start to love to censoring other people. Like, it's not about, if I disagree with you, I'm going to fight for you to have the freedom to give your opinion. It is now, I disagree with you, so I use the fact that whatever you say makes me feel bad to censor your opinion. And that is something that I find very dangerous, especially in a democracy. And all these countries, the US, France, Europe, etc., the European Union, they all pretend that they are for democracy. But then not everybody can talk. Listen, I personally, the people who I disagree with, I want to hear what they have to say, because I might learn something. I have a friend. He's very left-leaning. Me, I'm a capitalist, so we have great debates. And I was talking to him about a YouTuber. I forgot her name. I was talking about a specific YouTuber. And his reply was, "Oh, I hate her. She's an idiot." I said, "Oh no, she has some interesting." No. I was like, bro, you have to at least listen to what she says about certain subjects. No. Hate her. And I was like, bro, listen. Personally, I listen to everybody more. I mean, not everybody, but I listen to the people that I'm interested in. I try to listen to everybody, and some of the people that I disagree with 99% of the things they say, there's always 1% of the things that you're going to agree with these people. And you might be like, yeah, I do agree with this. Or I might disagree with that, but not completely. And I guess people don't want to have this thing anymore. And the people who control the platforms, they don't want you to think anymore. They want to think for you. They're going to be like, oh yeah, this is offensive. So boom. Yeah, but offensive to who? Some jokes, listen, majority of jokes don't offend me. They make me laugh sometimes, and sometimes they don't make me laugh. That's it. I don't listen to jokes to be offended, because they are jokes. I understand it's a joke. So I don't come here trying to force my politics when I listen to jokes. And I find it offensive that some people want to decide for me what is offensive and what is not. So listen, what I watch the most is YouTube. I'm not more than Netflix, more than everything else. So usually in the house, I always have one TV that I control. That's good. I have TVs in every room. And I always have, if my wife is watching Netflix in the living room with her sister, and the kids are maybe watching YouTube Kids in the kitchen or in their bedroom, I might just go to my bedroom and I'm going to watch YouTube. I'm really somebody who watches YouTube. But more and more, and that's what I did today, I go to Rumble just to exercise myself and exercise my right to go to other platforms. And so today I went to Rumble and I was watching these. That's fascinating how it makes no sense, but it's fascinating. I was looking at these people who slap themselves, and it was a real competition with arbitre. I was looking, I was like, yo, wow. And so I was watching that, and yeah, it was on Rumble. And I was just watching to see if the application itself is better than before, and actually it is. And on Rumble, I have this channel that isn't automatically synced, so everything that is uploaded on this channel the next day or two is on Rumble as well, to have the same content in both channels. And even if I don't promote my stuff on Rumble, it's there as well, and it's also on Odyssey, I think, or whatever other platform. Because the fact that YouTube is a monopoly is something that I like, because it's good to have one place when you put all your content. But if they abuse this power, I want to support other platforms. And it is good that now you have TikTok, and now you have Twitter where you're going to be able to put your videos. And yeah, it's going to fragment a little bit the viewership, but in these times, I think it's better. So now let's talk about the reason why I don't know if I decided now, but listen, Paris is burning. Riots everywhere because a teenager got shot in the chest by French police. And unrest all around the city when, listen, this could completely have been avoided. And I believe that the problem is the impunity of the French police. All right. So And there's a lot of things to unpack here. Should a kid that is 17 be driving a car, a Mercedes, with his friends that are 17 as well, and drive without a license? No, they should not. Should you die for it? Hell no. You should get a ticket, and or maybe escorted out of the car and have the car being pounded, etc., etc. And if you refuse to obey, and maybe you run away or something, you still should not be shot. It is as simple as that. And there is a real problem with the police forces in France. And there's also a real problem with the youth in France. And what people don't understand, especially the people from the far right now who are saying, you see, all these people from immigration, that listen, what they don't understand and what nobody understands is that the people who are on the police force and the young people from France are all coming from the same place, which is France. All these people are born and raised in this country, and they are both violent. Listen to the way the police speak. Listen to the way the young speak in France. There's a lot of anger on both sides, and there's a lot of miseducation on both sides. And this is the problem. This is why, and it became, this is the result of letting people listen. First of all, when it comes to the side of the younger people and the people who are the French citizen, now these judges are saying that the parents should have done their job educating the kids. But if you want to beat up your kid for being an idiot, you are the one who's gonna go in jail in France, because they have laws that kids have all the rights. And at the same time, when you get to become a policeman, your all the tests that you have to pass to have the aptitude of having a gun are way easier now than back in the days. So now you have a bunch of kids and a bunch of policemen who play Call of Duty and other games, both of them, who believe that this is reality. GTA is reality. And then from time to time, drama arrives. And rest in peace to that kid, man. And listen, I'm a father of two, and I don't even want to imagine what this woman is going through. You don't raise a kid for 17 years to just lose him from somebody who's saying, if you move, if you try to go, I'm going to shoot you in the head. And at the same time, the colleague is there kicking you with the back of another gun. Like, that's just pure savagery from that side, the police side. And thank God now there's videos of everything, because people film everything. So these policemen, they lied in the beginning. They said, oh no, he was he tried to run. That's not true. And the level of anger that is in this country is the reason why I left that country 11 years ago. It was not like this 11 years ago, but I was already feeling anxious being there. I was feeling anxious by everything the people were saying from the government back then, and the whole thing. I was like, can't stay here anymore. This place, there's something wrong about this place. It's going down. This place is the Titanic. I'm out. And now that a kid is dead, what I hate is that the news media from France always love to come and first they wanna put dirt on your soul. Or he was known from their services, or he already had a judiciary casier, like he no. Listen. First of all, that kid was not a delinquent. He was a normal kid from Paris. Good things, bad things. I'm not saying he was an angel, but don't try to find reasons to justify the killing of a 17-year-old teenager by a cop that is supposed to have cold blood and to be able to control himself with the use of firearms and not be like a cowboy trying to shoot everybody. And I understand police forces are tired. It's been hard for them as well in France. But still, at a point, if I give you a gun to protect the people, you have to control yourself. If you can't control yourself, you should not have a gun. And I'm not saying it's an easy job. They are underpaid too. There's a lot of suicide in the police forces in France. It's not an easy job. But you also have to understand that when you have one of your elements that makes a huge, deadly mistake, you are supposed to be able to look at it in the eyes and say, nope, that was wrong, that's it. And he has to go to jail, be on trial, and spend time in jail and be removed from the force for excessive use of a lethal weapon. And the other one too, because there was two of them. Because I'm telling you, if this policeman doesn't have a trial and goes to jail, he's going down. The second thing I want to talk about is how it is funny to see the reactions of all the politicians, right? When it was the yellow vests going inside of Arc de Triomphe and burning everything, and you had these photos of the Arc de Triomphe in fire. Well, because he was, French white people angry, and voters, nobody was saying shit about them. Oh, you have to understand them. Life is hard. There's just families, the French. And I was like, yo. And these people were saying, yeah, where are the kids from the suburbs? Where are the black and Arab people? We don't see you. You should be there. Fight. And the kids from the suburb were like, no, we don't want to go. We don't want to be part of this because we pass. You do your thing between you white people. But they were burning cars as well. And me, I was shocked, because I'm shocked when people burn cars from one side or the others. But all the news media was trying to give an explanation to, yeah, but you have to understand the people, da, 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 da. Yeah, but why are they burning cars? Why are they burning a Porsche from somebody that worked hard to get this Porsche? Why you want to burn that car? Why you want to burn a Mercedes? Because you don't have money. You don't even know if the person who owns that Mercedes is rich. Maybe they worked 30 years to have that car. But everybody had a good reason for them. So now that a kid has been killed, murdered by a policeman, well, lots of unrest. Paris is burning. People are going crazy. Burned thousands of cars in one night. And the same politician who wanted to understand when he was the yellow vest are now saying that all these people are savages. And yeah, the problem is, they are kids from the suburbs, and they black blancs. And listen, there's some people who are showing their true colors. Some people are not afraid to be racist on TV now. And yeah, I was looking at this. I was like, look at this. I was like, kids, put some yellow vests and you will see. It's going to be different. You're going to be talked about differently. Now, because I need to tell the truth to everybody, is something that I always say, right? Burning things, and I understand anger, but burning things, it's not going to help nobody. Burning pharmacies and burning the supermarket down in your neighborhood in a month or in a week or two, when your mother needs some medicine and she sends you buy some medicine, and you realize that you burned the pharmacy. So now you have to walk 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers to find the next pharmacy in the next city or in the next hood, only to realize that in that hood as well, they burnt their pharmacy. And they burnt their other cars. And they burned XYZ. And they destroyed the Lidl, and they destroyed the grocery place, etc., etc. And then the same people will complain, there's nothing for us. And that's the thing. I believe that at a point, and I understand, listen, at a point, the young people will revolt. But I believe that, and especially in countries like France, where they will prevent you from doing it, but at a point you still have to do it. At a point, you have to become politically, because as a French citizen, you have a right to vote, and you have the right to elect the people who will run your country for you. And you have to never forget about something. Your taxes are paying for the police, the politicians, the lights in the streets, the other cars, the bus, etc. And when you are destroying this in your city, you are destroying what belongs to you as a citizen. I'm a French citizen, and I started being able to vote 2 elections ago. Because before that, when I became a Congolese citizen, when I went from Congolese to French, Hollande was already elected, and then I moved to Portugal. And then when I did my first election was when Macron was elected, and then the second one was still Macron. So next year, I'm going to be able to choose who's going to be next with the rest of my countrymen. And I was having a conversation with a friend, and that friend was telling me that I was not voting, I'm not interested. And I was like, oh, me, I'm voting because I want to. This is my right as a French citizen to vote for who's in power and for who gonna represent me here in Portugal, etc., etc. And all these kids, I understand there's anger, and I understand the anger. But burning cars, having your mom steal a TV, or stealing sneakers in Foot Locker, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And burning all these cars and filming everything is making the job easier for the police to catch you. That's what's gonna happen. And at a point, if the reaction could be not the looting, but the politicization of these young voters, because at they all between 17 and 18, once they reach 18, they have to start voting for people who will represent them where they live and who will work for them. And then they have to start voting for whoever's going to be the next president and whoever is going to be in charge of the city. When you start understanding your power as a person that votes, and you just stop saying, yeah, but it's useless, people don't do that. Listen, if you don't vote, you can only watch and be submitted to whoever is in power. So at least on the local level, yeah, all these people should start voting for one of them. Somebody that comes from you has to go up there and represent you, have the power to work for you, receive money to make your life better. The system is not perfect, but that's what democracy is about. And I really think that all these kids should start thinking about who they're going to vote for and who they're going to vote out. If not, things are not going to change. You need to be part of the conversation and part of the decision making. That's the only way. Everything else is venting, is yelling, insulting people, being aggressive to people. This is not helping. And it will not make that kid come back. So, yeah, listen. Some people believe in violence. Some people believe that every revolution is born in violence. It is true as well. What are we going to do? France is the country of anxiety. I do agree. That's exactly what I was saying when people were telling me, why are you living? And I was like, yo, this place is giving me anxiety. That's exactly what I was saying. My cousin who lives near Nanterre has decided to come to Montreal to change his mind for the weekend. It's so hot in France. Yeah, so listen, I've been talking to a few people. Remember when these two kids, rest in peace, were being chased by the cops, and they hide in a generator, an electric generator, and they both died. And this also created, at that time I was living in Paris, And I remember how crazy the unrest was. But yeah, I called a few people and I said, listen, if it was just me going to Paris, I would just go normal. This is my city. I know my way around. But because I'm going with my wife and daughter, and the goal is to have her enjoy a day in Disney, even if after that we just stay at the hotel and we chill, or we just go to the restaurant, simple stuff, and we don't try to walk around at night. Even if we just do that, I want to be extra careful if I go with my family. So called a few people, and yeah, I feel that they told me, nah, don't worry, can come. So I just need to make sure that from the airport to the hotel, it's gonna be easy to get a Uber, and from the hotel to Disneyland, and Disneyland to the hotel back is gonna be easy to come back and forth. That's it. Everything else, I mean, we're gonna be careful. We're gonna be with the kids, so we're not gonna just go and walk around at night anyway. It's not just the both of us. And listen, even if it was just the both of us, I would rather, if it was not to go to Disney, I would have taken them somewhere else. I would have just changed my plans. Like, a lot of people are actually changing their plans. A lot of people are questioning the ability of France if they cannot control the violence of the police and the violence of their youth. They are questioning even the viability of that city for the Olympic Games, which is, I think, next year or 26. I'm not sure if it's 24, 26. But they're questioning. So yeah, apparently a lot of hotels, from what I understood, let me see. Let me read it. I think they were saying that death of Nile. French tourism sector worries about cancellation. Hotel owners worry that foreign coverage of the riots in France might dissuade travelers from visiting. Yeah. Days of violent protests across France after the fatal police shooting of a teenager have started to impact the country's tourism sector, with hotels and restaurants facing cancellation, while some have also suffered damage in the unrest. Since the death of 17-year-old Nahel during a traffic stop in a Paris suburb on Tuesday, our hotel members have suffered a wave of cancellations of reservation in all the territories affected by the damage and clashes. Yeah, of course. Why would I go in a place where there's attacks, looting, and destruction? Our establishments are intrinsically hospitality venues, and sometimes even refuges and places of help in crisis situations. They must not suffer the consequences of anger that they have not aroused, and we condemned these actions. Marx want the authorities to do everything to guarantee the safety of people in the hotel and catering industry in the world's most popular tourist destination. Yep. The French Retail Federation also called for reinforced police security around stores. The riot gave rise to real scenes of looting, with more than 100 medium and large food or non-food stores vandalized, looted, or even burned. Oh my God. These incidents are extremely serious and have an extremely heavy cost. Wow. Security concern. The GHR, Organization for Independent Hotels and Restaurants in France, deplored that foreign TV networks are starting to show images of Paris on fire and blood, which does not correspond to the reality. Oh yeah, but when you do this with African countries, it's okay, right? Will the violence and riots continue to cause a real wave of cancellation? That's the risk, said Frank Trey to AFP. Asian tourists in particular, who are very concerned about security, may not hesitate to postpone or cancel their trip. Well, I mean, of course people are gonna cancel. I was about to cancel everything. I was about to tell my wife, listen, let's postpone everything to August. Let's focus on moving and all that stuff. And well, you know, it's also hard to tell a 6-year-old that well, you're not going to Disney anymore when she's been waiting for this for 6 months. But I'd rather her be sad and safe. But I mean, in fine, we going. So I'll let you know from Paris how it is. Sorry. It's time to go. For those who follow me on Instagram, you will see the stories and stuff. All right. It's going to be time to go. Mass exportation soon in France. Oh Lord. L'arroseur arrosé avec toutes leurs bêtises en Afrique francophone, on pleure pas maintenant. C'est ça. Listen. You've been doing this for other people forever. So yeah, listen. Anyway. Rest in peace to Nael, and hopefully justice will prevail for real. And I think there's enough evidence to have that person, that murderer, because that's what it is. And listen, I don't know how old he is, if he was young in the game, listen, I don't know. I don't know the motives, so I'm not going to talk about that. But that was reckless. That was a situation that could have been avoided so much. First of all, without a license, you had nothing to do in that car. Second of all, as professionals, holders of the legitimate force, which is the police, you are not supposed to act like cowboys, and then there you kill the kid. So, and now as people, yeah, I mean, don't burn your own streets. It kind of makes no sense, because you're gonna live in the ashes. Fundraising for the officers up to 500K now. Yeah, because some people believe that he has to be protected. Some people do. And listen, to me, I don't mind. As long as when there's a fundraising for a kid who burns something and goes to the police, if he has a fundraising of the same amount, the government cannot shut it down as well. As long as both can have fundraising, all good. But I remember at the time of the yellow vest, you had that guy who was a boxer who was boxing cops. When he got into jail and he had a fundraising as well, what they did, the French government called GoFundMe and told them, you shut it down. And they shut it down, which makes no sense. Anyway, prayers to everybody involved, and I'm gonna get some sleep. Oh, Master Electronic is now the stream royalty with $31. Oh, Dantana was the stream royalty for like 1 or 2 episodes. Master Electronic is back on the realm, back on his throne. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Blessed to all the sponsor. It is 2 a.m. I have to go take some sleep because tomorrow I'm traveling and I still have a lot to do. I don't think I'm going to have the force to shoot the listening party. So I will just be back not Wednesday, but next Sunday. In the meantime, I'm going to edit some videos of Club Shada and probably edit some should I get some video to edit on my iPad? That might be a good idea. We'll see. Anyway, this show was brought to you by shadaware.com. I hope you had a great show. If you did, put some unicorns in the chat. And tomorrow, nigga, you crazy. Tomorrow, I'm traveling, so I'm gonna get some rest, and I'm gonna leave you with a track called "Your Loving" by Kaysha and Soti Soul, and it's gonna be the Your Loving Bodhisattva Ancestral Soul mix. Shada gang, I'ma see you when I see you, which means Sunday. Peace.
Easy me overreacting, completely caught by surprise. Got me hooked on you, got me crazy about you. We stay till the morning, I hope I'm not too